everybody, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live here on the Stoney Ridge Farm, and we're getting some work done. It's about 2 o'clock here on Wednesday afternoon, and I figured we'd take you guys along on the live stream. I have been running the heck out of this machine right here. We're in a big old Case Model 210 excavator right now. I'm doing a little bit of work. We're going to turn the camera around here in just a little bit. You can see some of your chats, but not all of your chats. So if I stop for a second and touch the screen, that's what I'm doing, is taking a look at your chats. I can see them coming through. I hope everybody's doing well. We've been doing live streams over on our other social media applications, a whole lot more over on Facebook. If you're not following Stoney Ridge Farmer on Facebook, or if you don't have your notifications turned on, get her done, son. Turn those notifications on, because you're missing out on some fun stuff, some fun live streams. I'm going to pre-apologize right now. We are in the AC is working, yeah. We are in a big machine. It's going to be a little bit shaky, and it's not going to be very clear until this video uploads to YouTube. So just so you guys know, turn on your notifications. I know I used to follow, my notifications were on my email so I could watch everybody, and YouTube decided to do away with that. So now I'm all behind on everybody that I watch, the other channels that I like to watch, because I enjoy watching YouTube just like you guys do. So what we're going to do here, we're working in a machine again, and Frank is over here beside me. You can't see him through the bushes here. We're going to turn the camera around so you guys can see the action. Live action right there. So Frank is straight through them bushes right there. You can't see him right now. We're going to line the camera up where you guys can actually see what the heck is going on. And thanks a lot everybody for joining us. Thank you. If you send a super chat, I want to pre-apologize and pre-thank you. All those are much appreciated. We're probably spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $15,000 over the next couple weeks here on the farm, and we're taking you guys along with us. This is also good stuff, good info for clearing land. If you guys are clearing land for yourself, you can rent an excavator like this, and it costs somewhere in the neighborhood of $7,000 a month to rent. Does the math work out is the biggest question. You know, with fuel and everything, I've already put about $300 worth of fuel in this machine, and I've put somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 hours on it, something like that. So what I'm doing here, and guys, please be sure to pound that like button. It really helps the channel. When you come in the door here, jump in and hit that like button. It's really easy to do, and it's a huge help. If you're watching on a smart TV or something like that and you can't do it, then just look at the TV and tell it, I like it. Maybe they'll hear. When we come up with smell-o-vision, you guys will be able to smell how rotten some of this land smells where it's been wet for years and years. I'm going to bring our bucket down. We're going to get a little closer to this stump right here. There we go. This is going to be your Wednesday night live stream, and I really wish, I'm assuming the case doesn't have a blade on it. No blade. Stoney man, guys, tag teaming it now. Yeah, we're tag teaming it. How does it help? Gary, I don't know. Gary, tell me what you're asking. Stoney man, you guys tag teaming it? Yep, we are. Hey Josh, I'm just scrolling through your comments. I can't see them all. How does it help? Gary, I don't know. I guess I'm assuming you're asking about super chats. I don't know what you're asking about. If you're asking about super chats help pay for all the content and all of what we do. You know, 2 weeks ago we flew out to Colorado and interviewed Temple Grandin, and now here we are clearing land on the farm, and who knows, you know, we're in the garden, we're just living good, clean country life, man. That's it. So I want to thank all of you guys. And you ain't got to give me anything. Let's make that clear at all. We work for a living around here. I am full-time on YouTube now. I'm no longer working in the hospital. Full-time here on the farm and on YouTube. And my goal wasn't to be a YouTube star. My goal was to Well, first of all, my goal is to get this stump out of the ground. My goal is to build a farm and live a good, clean life and raise a family on a farm and build my own house and live in a certain way. And I hope you guys are doing the same thing. Oh man, this thing is beating me to death. This one's a little bit, it's in there. It's in there pretty good. I'm going to have to dig a little bit around this one. Let's see, these stumps have been coming up really good. There it is. They've been coming up really good, but some of them are a little bit on the stubborn side. We figured out that I had a setting wrong on the machine here. I'm just dropping the dirt back in the hole. I figured out we had a setting wrong on the machine here, and my thumb was really slow. And the thumb this is the thumb. That's the thumb right there. So it's still going kind of slow, but we found out I had a setting wrong in the machine, in the computer. We reset that, and boom, our thumb is rocking and rolling. And it means I can work a lot faster. Let's back up a little bit. And we are able to save. So this area was planted in loblolly pines after we cut our timber, and I've been able to save quite a few of them out through here, so we'll have some shade trees for our cattle, which I'm really excited about. Something I didn't know, and something that you guys may not have known, is that cows not only need food and water, but they need some shade. They need a shady spot to go hang out in the hot part of the summer, and a lot of cows will be hanging out in a pond. We don't want them hanging out in our waterway, so we gotta leave some shade trees. So that's what's up. That's what's going on. Eventually, will you sell your cows eventually, says Dominic. Yeah. Don't dig to China. Hardwood stumps. Some hardwood stumps, I'm just about to start a project installing a muscadine vineyard. Awesome. So some hardwood stumps, some softwood type stumps. Mostly, these are all hardwood stumps, and they're like 4 years old, 4+ years old. The first thing we did when we bought our farmland, aside from preparing the area where we were going to live, was we contacted the U.S. Forest Service, and we got those guys to come in and take a look at our timber so we could utilize every square inch of our land to the best of our ability. So there's a mosquito in here biting me. It's annoying me to death. So again, that's what we did. So that being said, first thing we did was contact the Forest Service. Forest Service says, hey man, you got a bunch of timber in here, but it's not really worth a whole lot. Our suggestion would be to cut the timber and replant in loblolly pine, or cut the timber and I don't want to get this little pine tree. There's a little pine tree right in here. I want a baby. I want to take care of. I want to leave it alone. So anyhow, we got with the Forest Service. There's a Forest Service office in most every county, guys. Educate yourself. Go down there and talk to those guys. That's what they get paid for. Your tax dollars are paying these folks, so talk to them if you're buying some land. Ohio caller. Had to hang that up. Guess you guys can tell my ringtone is A Beautiful Day by U2. U2. The band U2. It was Sweet Child of Mine, and let me tell you what. Let's stop for a second, turn you around. I have been on a Steve Miller Band, Guns N' Roses, and Led Zeppelin marathon in this machine. Yesterday I just figured out how to work the Bluetooth on the radio, and I've been having a blast, man. Sitting in here just singing and working. It's just a good time, man. It really is. I've got a deal worked out with Frank, who's over here, and he's just picking up the debris and sweeping it up into piles. I've got a deal worked out with Frank where I'm kind of an employee of Frank as I'm working with this excavator, and then I'm gonna pay him back for the time and keep fuel in the excavator. So again, we burnt somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 gallons of fuel. So yeah. Oh, there was a super chat I missed. Thank you. I want to want to recognize you for doing that. I had a message from Ohio. I'll bet you that was Ventrac reaching out to me. Mike Gilbert, Mike, thanks so much. Mike's a neighbor over the hill. Mike, I got your shirts. Mike is the guy that we bought the $100 truck from. So, Mike, I have you some shirts. Special ordered you. Mike is a big fella. We're gonna get you hooked up, buddy. I wish you could ride down here and watch what we're doing. This is quite entertaining. I don't know if you guys have ever watched heavy equipment work, and you probably would rather watch heavy equipment work right now than you would watch me. So we'll turn the screen around here in a second. But this is quite entertaining. It's a good time. Oh, I'm rolling forward. I can use my feet or my hands with those controls, but I prefer using my hands. Castlewood, Virginia. Hello from Waco, Texas. Air Force brother. What's up? Stoney Ridge Farmer. What up with the Vanilla Ice videos? Jared Keene. That is so there's a playlist on my channel. I keep meaning to make it a private playlist, but it is it has Ice Ice Baby on it. And sometimes I don't know what you guys do in the morning, what your morning routine is, but I wake up in the morning and listen to some upbeat music sometimes, and it gets me in the mood to work and do things. And I'm a normal human being, and I could recite every word to Ice Ice Baby. And I don't know if that makes me a worser farmer or not, but I grew up in the 90s, man. I'm a Generation Xer, and both me and my sister can recite all the words to Ice Ice Baby. And here's what's funny. Vanilla Ice had a home improvement show, and it was pretty darn good. These folks that do stuff like that, like Vanilla Ice, they're multi-talented, multi-skilled people. They're almost, and we all have ADD to a certain point, attention deficit disorder. So I don't blame Vanilla Ice for getting out there and trying to enjoy himself and do some home remodeling if that's what he enjoys. So, how many Vanilla Ice people? Stoney, what is this? JJ says, I don't think I ever listened to Ice Ice Baby. Man, you must be in a different age bracket than me. What up, Josh? Getting stumps up today yet? What's your recommendation for equipment I should buy once the farm? Buy a farm. What's your first equipment you think you should get? Definitely cows. I'd fence before cow. Okay, turning you around, back around where we can watch what we're doing. Here's a big mistake. A lot of people get their livestock on the trailer before they get their fence, and there's a whole lot of that going on in the homesteading world, quote unquote homesteading. You've got to have good fence before you start getting your livestock, and we learned that lesson the same way that a lot of people do. We started out, we used the portable fencing, the Premier One fencing. It works great. However, once in a while, you're going to lose an animal because they like to get into it. Like goats like to get their head. They want to stick their head in any. It seems like goats are constantly trying to find a way to hurt themselves, like all the time. All right, here we go. Going forward, we got to kind of get out of this little spot right here, but first I'm gonna try and make sure there's no more stumps in this area. So we're gonna roll some of this stuff back. Yeah, there might be one more stump right there, but I'm not positive. And this is what, so Frank is pulling his way through the piles of debris that I'm doing right here, but it's much easier and much more efficient to get stumps out with an excavator than it is with that Caterpillar 953 loader. We looked into buying our own equipment, our own excavator, our own loaders and stuff like that, guys, and let me tell you, it's just for what we're doing. Once we get this bit of land cleared, we've got 2 more ponds to build, and it's better to hire, in my opinion, it's better to have and or hire a professional. So I've got a little bit of both going on. I've got the professional hired, so if I get in a pinch, I say pinch as I pinch this. If I get in a pinch, I've got Frank here to help me out, and he's been just a blessing to have. Many of you guys are local, and you know Frank. He really is just the most genuine person you'll ever meet in your life. Just a very down-to-earth guy that wants to help everybody he meets. And you just don't run into people like that very often. And I'm very, very blessed to have him. So, very blessed to have all you guys here too. Awesome. There was another super chat snuck through on me. Hold on. We're still talking about when Vanilla Ice had the Amish people singing the song. I became a fan. That's funny. We got a $5 super chat from somebody. Here we are, $5. First time I've been available in live chat. Happy to be here. Found you on YouTube. My Mokins. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, this equipment is pricey. I'm in a $300,000 piece of equipment right here. I don't know. One of you guys go online and see what a Case 210 backhoe costs. And I must correct myself. The other day, someone was arguing with me on the, or wanted to start a heated discussion with me in the comments section about what size bucket. He thought that was a 2-foot bucket sitting out there. That's a 4-foot bucket. I thought it was a 3-foot. I was telling him it's at least a 3-foot, but that is a 4-foot bucket. It's hard to tell the scale of things when you're on a piece of equipment. We're going to do some driving here. We're going to rotate her around. Do a little bit of driving. We're going to get over here. So really, where I should be working is in the wet areas. But the wet areas, whew, sometimes when you're driving an excavator, you'll find a spot that will beat you to death. You just need to move forward about 2 inches and it'll save your back. Anyhow, I've been running this excavator in the wet areas, but the wet areas have become so stinking wet that I can't get into them. And I almost buried this thing, which always makes a great video, stuck in the mud. Almost buried this thing in the mud yesterday. I was up to the tracks, which is like 2.5, 3 feet deep in mud, and Frank was watching me, and Frank called me on my phone and said, dude, you need to get out of there right now. You need to stop and get your butt out of there because you're getting ready to be stuck beyond stuck. And he was right, totally right. So Frank's the kind of guy that he's like, I don't want to tell you what to do or anything like that. I'm like, please, dude, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. That's how we all should be learning, is from others' mistakes. Grandpa used to say, my grandpa used to say, a smart man learns from another's mistakes, and a fool learns from his own. So hopefully you guys can learn from some of my mistakes. But I almost buried it yesterday in the mud hole. Kind of fun. So today I'm also shooting a video. There'll be a video accompanying this that'll come out either Saturday or Sunday. Got a lot of stuff going on. Got some equipment coming out to the farm. Got a water trailer coming out so that we'll always have water. And kind of what I would call an off-grid water storage tank for our cattle, so we can move to any part of the farm. We'll have 1,000 gallons of water storage anywhere we move our cattle before we get our watering system. And this will also work as a dust preventative thing, so my neighbors will really appreciate it as I clean the dust off of our dirt road. That's going to be a good thing too. So I just keep the dirt road in the hot summer times. Just go down through there and spray the dust down. I don't know about any of you guys living on dirt roads or not, but when you live on a dirt road, you better not have a black car. That Buick Grand National I had was not the right car to have living on a dirt road. We talked yesterday on the live stream over on the Facebook. There's a little bitty stump right here. I'm just trying to peck my way through it. We talked yesterday on Facebook live for about 45 minutes. Oh, that's a little bigger stump than I thought it was. About new pickup trucks. So I've been working hard, and Mrs. Stoney Ridge has got herself a brand new car. I say brand new. We bought it a couple years back. I actually surprised her with it, And I'm considering the purchase of a new truck. And I love my Cummins, and don't get me wrong, but I am considering the purchase of a new pickup truck. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. What's the best truck nowadays? So you can pick up a nice used Case 210 for around $100K. Gotta sell a bunch of eggs and beef. You're daggone right. Make no mistake, guys, we're building a farm here, and our farm operation is not currently earning income. It's eating income is what it's doing, but that's what it takes. I mean, if you want to buy 150 acres of raw land and build a farm, then you're going to have to spend some money. And then hopefully we can get into some specialized stuff. But really, this is more about education. Education for you guys, education for me, and living a good country, quiet country life here on YouTube. That's pretty funny. Somebody just said, man, don't do it. No, now isn't the time. Bring on more debt. Da, 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 da. I'm not talking about going into debt, dude. I'm talking about buying a truck. And also, they do have 0% financing out there right now. And the economy is uncertain. However, we do work. My wife and I both have degrees in healthcare. And the economy may be uncertain, but I'll tell you what, there's going to be work for healthcare workers no matter what. There will always be work for healthcare workers with these baby boomers aging out. So am I concerned that have I ever missed a payment on anything? I might have missed a credit card payment when I was a teenager or in my early days, like when I was 18, 19 years old. But am I concerned? I'll work. And if a man's willing to work, then a man's willing to is going to make enough to pay for his pickup truck. I hope, anyway. I don't know. You never do know. You never do know. I've always bought used leased pickup trucks. Says Tree Climber. Dodge Diesel too noisy. Not the new Dodge Diesels. Will you ever bale hay again? We probably will bale hay again on the farm, but as of last, so here's what doesn't make any sense. We have 10 cows, okay? Right now we have 10 cows. We are building up our herd. We'll probably build our herd up to somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, 50 to 100 cows eventually. I can buy round bales of hay for $20 a pop from an uncle, from a good source, just down the road here. Why in the world would I maintain $20-something thousand worth of hay making equipment? Go out here, bale the hay, rake the hay, cut the hay, bale the hay, rake the hay, keep up all that equipment for something that I'm only going to buy probably 50, maybe even 30 bales per year. So why would I do that? Financially, it doesn't make good sense. So your only job as a YouTuber. Hey bro, is your only job a YouTuber, or do you have a job also? So I'm a registered nurse. Once I met the criteria that my wife and I set to be full-time here on the farm, and I don't want to say I'm a YouTuber full-time, but I'm trying to be a full-time farmer. So once the YouTube income met nursing income, I slowly backed off from full-time to part-time to no time, and I keep my nursing license up. So that's what's going on. That's the honest answer. Hope you guys can appreciate that. And it takes a lot of work. It really takes 50, 60 hours a week. I mean, I'm on this machine. I'll be on this machine probably 40, 50 hours this week, and then I've got to edit videos, and I've also got to film. I've got to stop and take the time. We've already had the drone up in the air filming me and Frank. It's a lot of work that goes into this. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to edit and upload a video to YouTube, but it's some work. I have a, what does he say? I have a friend who was a nurse and became a YouTube hit and was able to do it full time. Awesome. Cool. Very cool. Steven says, looking forward to meeting you one day. Really enjoy the channel. Yeah. So let's give a little shop update here while you guys, we all get to multitask today. You guys get to see some cool stuff and I get to talk to you. So, little shop update. We were looking at building a 50 or 60 foot wide by 150 foot long. That shop project is probably gonna be at the cost of around $139,000, something like that. $150,000 ish, just for the building, not including electrical and all that stuff, just to get a structure up. That's what you're looking at. Like $45,000 worth of concrete work. Just crazy amount of. The concrete work is almost as expensive as the building. But we want to take you guys inside and work on more projects, mechanical projects. Because let's face it, within the next probably 3 years, maybe 5 years, the farm stuff will kind of be a self-maintaining deal. Hopefully we'll be able to have some interns here on the farm, and we'll be able to work and teach, and we'll be able to have classes up here. I'd love to host, we get enough buildings and enough space here, I'd love to host a homesteader type conference here on the farm at some point. I know we've got the space, it's just a matter of being able to accommodate 20,000 people. So love to do that here on the farm. I think it would be awesome. All this is about learning and growing together. Really is. All right, we're gonna move forward a little bit more here. I don't know where Frank is. Frank's over there working in a muddy spot too. So again, what I'm doing here is I'm taking the teeth on this case backhoe or excavator or track hoe or however you call it, whatever you call it, wherever you live, and I'm just skimming the ground, skimming the top of the ground in search of stumps. Okay, and I'm trying to save a few trees, like the one directly underneath the bucket, right there. It's directly under the bucket. That's a loblolly pine tree. B Ward says, bro, I'd love a step-by-step video on how to raise chickens. I'm gonna tell you, buddy, it ain't rocket science. I've got at least 40 videos out on raising chickens and baby chicks, and we've got 35 more baby chicks coming from Murray McMurray Hatchery sometime next month, like I believe the second week of October. Had a little something disappointing happen. We were going to do a Made in America series video over at Tartar Farm and Ranch, but that, due to COVID and all the stuff that's going on with COVID, that had to be put on the back burner till next year. I hated that, but that's just the way it is. We do have we got a Tartar Farm and Ranch sweep system for cattle handling facilities. We'll be putting that up very soon, so you guys will be able to see what that's all about. I am in a bouncy spot right here. It's about to kick my butt. Good gracious. There we go. Got a squeaker behind me. That's funny. Well, we got 244 people in here, but we only got 141 likes. That just makes me sad. That makes me cry, Paul. Guys, hit that like button. Sometimes it's nice to just be quiet and sit in this machine. Again, I've had the Guns N' Roses marathon going, Led Zeppelin marathon. It's Rolling Stones radio on Amazon. I don't know if you guys are Amazon users or Amazon Prime users, but Rolling Stone radio is what I've been jamming to. It's pretty good stuff. Get a little Leonard Skinner mixed in there, all kinds of fun stuff. There's a little stump. So this tree right here, this little guy that I'm getting ready to try and pluck up, It's called a gum tree. I believe it's called a sweet gum. Those trees are just the weed tree of the Stoney Ridge farm. They're all over everywhere. They make a mess. They grow really fast. You can't kill them. They set a taproot down like 10 feet in the ground. So even if you do cut the tree down, it's going to sprout back out. So that's my nemesis tree. Wish I could see these comments. Are you leaving the vegetation in the field, just removing the stumps? You can see what I'm doing here. We're smoothing, leveling, and removing stumps, and we're going to come back in here and we're going to plant grass. So that's what we're doing. We already have the grass seed. That's why we can't work on the Willys Jeep, because the grass seed's all in the shop. The only dry storage that I have to keep it out of the rain is in the shop. Now, we ordered 35 chickens from Murray McMurray Hatchery, 35 more meat birds, because our meat birds didn't turn out so good this past season, which is kind of a bummer. We had something getting in and eating our birds, which was definitely a bummer. Something was getting in there and eating our birds. We started out with, you guys are gonna flip, but we started out with 100 birds, and when we ended up processing a total of 46 birds, 46 meat birds, and they were all small, and I believe that is due to the heat of the summer. So, a lesson learned. Sorry, it's a little loud right there. Got a stump, got to roll it out. Lessons learned on raising meat birds during the hottest part of the summer. You know, do you guys feel like eating when you're really, really hot? No, not really. Neither do those chickens. And that's what happened, is the birds just didn't have the appetite that they typically would have. So most of their energy got expended trying to keep themselves cool. That's where chicken houses really stand out, because they keep the birds at a certain temperature, the most comfortable temperature. It's a very controlled environment, and that's why they pretty much consistently have good production. So, nothing against the big commercial chicken industry at all. We've got some friends that are chicken farmers, and we got to feed a country, and everybody's not going to get their hands dirty. In fact, 99.9% of people aren't going to get their hands dirty. You guys are the exception to the rule. Oh, man. So, I don't know where Frank ran off to. Oh, he's directly in front of me. You can see the top of his cab cruising by right over there. Let's read some comments here. Guys, got 260 of you in here. Thanks for hitting the like button. I started with 26 and only processed 3. 10 died on day 1. Yeah, that happens, man. It does happen. How are you going to get rid of all the brush and stuff you're pulling up? Okay, so what I've learned over clearing up land over the last 5 years here on the farm, what I have learned is take this brush and get all the dirt out, these stumps and brush, and get all the dirt out. There's a stump right there. Okay, get all the dirt out that you can, just like we're doing here. Just give it a sling, drop it, dirt falls out of it. Get all the dirt out that you possibly can, and then let it sit. Don't get in a big hurry. So we're piling up windrows. We're just basically rows of stumps and debris. We're piling them up in the field, and we're going to let them sit for the winter. We're going to let them absorb water, and we're going to let them freeze and bust and get all that clay off of there, and then we'll revisit them in about a year or so. Okay, so we'll get them all out of the way, away from where we'll be building fences. We're going to leave them all piled up, and then we'll work back through them again in about a year, and all that dirt will crumble off, and we'll have and it doesn't take a year. It really doesn't take a whole year, but all that dirt will crumble off, and we'll keep our topsoil, and we'll just spread that back out on the land, and we'll burn the stumps, and then we'll have some biochar after we burn our stumps to put out on the land. We'll spread those ashes out on the land, and that'll help it become more fertile. Because burning really is just accelerated composting. It really is. So that's what we're going to do. Now, we could rent a chipper, and we could waste a whole lot of money by renting a big old drum chipper, and we just drop all this stuff in that drum chipper, and they could charge us, we probably gain about $500 worth of topsoil and spend about $15,000, which to me doesn't make very much sense. So that's what we're doing. And typically, if you're clearing land like this, it's gotten windy out there. You can see the wind whipping. Typically, if you're clearing land like this in the area that we live, you're going to burn the brush. You'll get a burn permit from the Forestry Service, and we'll burn the brush at the most appropriate time, and we won't set the woods on fire again like we like we did one time already before. And you can see I'm leaving for that person that asked what we're doing with our stumps and debris. You can see that little pine tree right there. This little guy, I'm gonna tickle him a little bit. That little guy there, we're leaving those. We're leaving a few of these loblolly pine trees for shade. And we're getting rid of stumps. We're getting rid of the garbage. So that's it. We're doing the best we possibly can to save as much topsoil as we possibly can. Whee! Hit the like button if you're doing this at work. Trump speaking from the deck of the USS North Carolina battleship. That battleship's been retired. I actually saw that thing, about a month ago? Yeah, about a month ago, just before I went and saw Temple Grandin. That thing is parked in Wilmington, North Carolina, and it's been there since I was a little kid. So, I don't know. Donald Trump, you might be jinxing yourself talking on a ship that's out of service. That there that I just pulled up was a little persimmon tree, and if you have persimmons on your farmland, you know how many persimmon trees come from your persimmons. Man, the whole field's full of persimmon trees. In the fall, possums get them and eat them, and those seeds are absolutely undigestible. And so, if you've got a persimmon tree on your farm, you've got little persimmon saplings all over your pastures. In a lot of cases. Alright. So guys, let me know. So YouTube turned off email notifications, which is what I use to watch the channels that I watch. Let me know. Has that affected you at all? Or do you guys get notifications on your phone? Do you watch on the phone? Do you watch on your computer? Do you watch at home on your TV? Tell me what you do. Why not get a barn for your cows? Why would I need a barn for my cows? That's the biggest question. Why do I need a barn for my cows? Okay, I've got 9 cows. So, why do I need a barn for the cows? Think about it, man. Think about this. Why would I need a barn for my cows? It's not like cows are people. I mean, it's not like they're not out exposed to the weather, and rain doesn't hurt them, and you can't run your cows in a mud hole all the time. But most people that are running beef cattle don't have a barn for their cows. Most people that are running dairy cattle have a barn for their cows because they're constantly feeding their cows, like in the wintertime, and they're bringing them in for milking and stuff like that. But I don't know a whole lot of people that have barns for their beef cow, because beef cattle are robust. They're tough. Look at Greg Judy, man. So, Farmer's Pretty and Green. Thank you. I use my phone to get my notifications. Predators, that was all I was thinking. Dominic. Yeah, okay. So, Dominic, definitely. We do think about predators, and we do have a baby cow, Baby Cody, and Baby Cody's doing awesome. It's the cutest little thing you ever saw. We are going to Eventually, baby Cody won't be a bull, but he's a bull calf right now. And that's why we have the donkeys running with our cattle. The donkeys are defense mechanisms to keep the coyotes away, or coyotes. Also the fencing. So the woven wire fencing is also a pretty decent physical barrier to keep coyotes out of the pastures. And coyote is really the only predator that we would have on our farm that could potentially harm a cow. Our mama cows don't like the dogs at all. They do not like our dogs. I'll turn the screen back around so you guys can watch me work. So our cows don't like the dogs. Evidently they've had some exposure to coyotes, and I'm pretty sure my cows would kick a coyote's butt if the dang, I'm in another hole. Rocking back and forth. There we go. So if the coyote got past the donkey, I think the mama cow would finish the rest of the donkey off. And we don't let our dogs in our cow pastures because for fear of those dogs getting hurt by the cows. Those cows would beat our dogs to death, in my humble Josh opinion. Got us a stump right there. Let's see if we can flip him out. There we go. These are coming up so nice and easy, guys. If you were on live with us a couple days ago, we were in down below where we are right now, and it was really wet. Stumps in wet areas and stumps in dry areas, two different ball games. The dirt comes off so much better in the dry area. It's just a whole new world. And the whole reason we have the excavator here is because it's better for pulling stumps, and especially better for being in wet areas. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Got a big pond we'll be building over here. Excited about that. Not going to be this year. Probably be in a 5-year plan. Mrs. Stoney Ridge and I have been talking about getting a modular home, replacing our single wide mobile home, which is 30 years old, with a nicer modular home for the next 10 years or so, while we finish building the farm. And then once we know where we want to live on the farm, once we get everything landscaped exactly the way we want it, and this is landscaping. I mean, building a farm should be a functional place, and it should be a place of beauty. So once we get everything built the way we want it, then we'll know exactly where we want to put our permanent home. And that's it. Then we can take our modular home and use that for interns that might work on the farm. Got a little piece of stick stuck there. That's what's up. That's what's been going on. A lot of thought processes going on. New pickup truck. Anybody got a new Chevrolet pickup? I'm just curious about that. Dogs are wolves to cows. Yep. Farm All Fanatics in the house. Dig it, buddy. Guys, check out Farm All Fanatics channel. Typically, Farm All Fanatic will post a video right maybe within 20 minutes or 30 minutes of our Wednesday night live. So when you get out of here, go over to Farm All Fanatics. I don't know if you're planning that, Mr. Farm All Fanatic, or not, but if you are, it's a good plan. Folks, go over there and check him out after the live stream. Check out his channel. Good for that modular home. Sounds like a good idea. Heck yeah, man. So look at the expense of building a home. Good gracious, you can buy a lot more home nowadays than you can build. This is a stump. This is a poplar stump. Hopefully I'll get it out on this scoop. There we go. Give her a good drop. Boom. It just don't get any funner than that. Unless it was a car. I wish we had a car we could sacrifice over here. That'd be awesome. And a good sling. Boom. Round and round we go. If you guys want to see how far we've come, if you've been tuning into the live streams, here's how far we've come. Look at this. Nice. Dear Josh, please tell something about your community. The neighbors, easygoing, watch, from the Netherlands. My community, the folks that live in my community are very nice, very country folks. They're very private people. There's always an element in every community of undesirables, I guess. Undesirables would be the word for it. Another word might be, it's rural North Carolina. The average median household income for the county or the town that I live in, and this is very interesting, but the average median household income was around $26,000, 26 grand a year to survive. There a lot of folks are here. They live a good country life. They grow a garden just like we grew a garden when I grew up. They grow a garden out of necessity, not out of novelty. They grow a garden out of necessity. And that's kind of how I grew up. We raised chickens and hogs and all that stuff on the farm out of necessity. I grew up poor, That's why we did it. And I wouldn't say that we're poor now. I would say that we're doing well, but you look back on the way you grew up and you want to live like that, and I want to raise my kids like that. So that's what's up. We'll turn the camera back around so 300 of you can watch what's going on. How many hours do you think I spend every hour, Jesse? Every waking hour either has to do with taking care of the farm or running the YouTube channel. Every waking hour. So this morning I woke up early this morning, got on the internet and answered a bunch of comments, paid some bills. Frank was over here. He started working about 8 o'clock this morning. I came over at about noon. I had a doctor's appointment, and it's just every waking hour is dedicated to building this farm and making sure everything's running right. So yeah, that's the lifestyle that I choose. I'm dropping this stump right here, trying to get all the dirt off of it. It's got some heavy red clay, and a lot of folks asked questions about the pond and the pond build. So we did a pond build video last week. That's not the complete pond. There's still a lot more work to get done on that. That Fixie guy. Get a hat. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Check out that Fixie guy. He's good. He's a good friend of mine on YouTube. Just getting started. So go support him. Good people. Where were we? Oh, spending time on the farm. How much would I say we dedicate? That's why I'm not working my city job anymore, because it takes more. It's more than a full-time job here, and I've been blessed out by a few people that just have no clue. There we go. Bye. Did you like that one? That was a good chuck right there. I've been blessed out by a few people that don't understand that evidently that the farm has to work on a Sunday. If you don't understand that, and you're in here watching this channel, you don't understand that you have to continue maintaining and doing your farm work on a Sunday, then you don't belong here, because you have to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to take care of your animals, and they don't know it's Sunday, and they don't know what time it is, and they just know it's daytime. It's winter, it's fall, it's spring, it's summer, and they're hungry. So you can't pick and choose when you work on your farm and when you work on your land. One thing I'd recommend to anybody that's planning on trying to start a farm or do any of this homesteading, living this country type life, start small, guys. Start small. We're literally spending our life savings building something that hopefully is going to prove to be profitable, and also prove to be a wonderful way to raise our future children. And we're taking you along with us. So that's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. Start small. doing something like this will, and spending this amount of money doing this kind of work, you've got to think about it. We're increasing the value of our land every day. With every stump I pull out, we're increasing the value of our land. But it can be stressful, and it can be stressful on a marriage, especially a new marriage. And my wife, Mrs. Stoney Ridge, has been very supportive throughout every single step of the way here. She asks questions, appropriate questions, like me wanting to get a new truck. She's like, well, why do we need to spend that much money? And I agree. And I'm at the same ballpark with her. I don't want to spend that much money. I would rather have a little bit bigger house. For what a new truck costs, we can probably buy ourselves a little bit bigger house, a little modular. So I just saw Frank out of the corner of my eye. See how easy that stump came up right there? Man, that was nice. If all of them came up like that, we'd be in business. Just caught Frank out of the corner of my eye. I'm going to turn this machine around here in a second. Where is he? Got the backup cameras. He's not on camera anywhere. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. There is Frank. Josh, do a great job there. Thanks, man. Thanks. More on modular versus build. There's Frank. Right there. He's pushing all this stuff up. Modular versus building. So, and again, we're talking about a temporary home for ourselves. We're not talking about our permanent residence. We're talking about a 10-year plan, and then going off of that, from that 10-year plan, and building our dream home, which you just don't know, you know. And we don't need a lot. But if we do have children, we don't want to live in a 14 by 80 mobile home right now. But where we live is outside. Where we live is here, where you see us living. We don't live an indoor life. So having a little bit more room than 1,200 square feet would be nice, though. And, you know, Mrs. Stoney Ridge she's back in school right now. She's working on her... She's a well-educated young lady. She's working on her doctorate right now. Doctorate of Nurse Practitioner. That's what's up. My plan was to do the same thing that Mrs. Stoney Ridge is doing, is go back to school, but the farm kind of took precedence over my plans. And here we go. Trying to read some comments here. He rented. Oh, didn't know he lived in a trailer home. Yeah, we're building now. Process is unreal. Heck yeah. Thanks for the varied content. Appreciate it. Yeah. What you digging for? Somebody tell him what we're digging for. Digging for gold, baby. Thanks, man. More on modular versus the build. Yeah. We're digging. We're pulling stumps out over here on the backside of our property to establish some more pastures. We're effectively nearly doubling the size of our farm this year. We're clearing a 22-acre section on a hillside. We'll be over there next week. We're going to get this finished this week. I think today's Wednesday, yep. So hopefully we get this side finished this week, and then next week we'll be over on the other side of the farm. Oh, this is a big old stubborn stump right here. This is not going to be a fun one. When you get a big one like that, you know you got to dig out around it a little bit. What you're seeing, so you see the brush on this stump that I'm getting ready to pull out. I'm clearing out an area right now. All I'm doing is taking the teeth on this bucket and I'm gently raking across the ground until I feel resistance. And the resistance is a stump. So let me get this area kind of cleaned out a little bit. So far we've cleaned about 10 acres off of this 22, 25 acre little parcel over here. This was an area we never ever used. It just sat over here. It was across a great big creek. and now we do use it. We will be using it. So, you see the brush that's growing? That's called stump growth. If you don't know what stump growth is, that's what that's called. And there she comes. She came right on out. So stump growth means you cut the tree, and we cut all these trees in August in the hopes that we wouldn't have a lot of stump growth. And I would say 1 out of every 25 or 30 trees that we cut sprouted stump growth. That's what that is. That's the stump right there. So stump growth is when you cut the tree and new sprouts come off the stump, and it's not desirable at all. There's that. Got all the dirt out of it, saving our topsoil, doing the right thing. Awesome. So again, stump growth, not desirable, and there's still a piece of that stump stuck in there. Somebody told me last week I'd be doing dental work with this thing by the end of our job. All right, yeah, I thought that was a little bigger. That's the big boy right there. Just got a little piece of it. There. Now, see all that? It's covered with dirt. We're going to throw it up in the air, drop it, and shake that dirt out. We're going to do that 2 or 3 times. That's what we do. I hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. We're in it about an hour right now, and probably going to keep it going for another 20-30 minutes or so. Hopefully, I think I missed a call from the Ventrac folks. I broke some parts on the Ventrac running it in some heavy brush. Pretty much all my fault. When you put your equipment to the test, sometimes you might break some stuff. So we've bent bush hog blades and we've broken stuff before. It's just all part of having farm equipment and all part of life. So toss this guy over there. Rock and roll, baby. I'm enjoying this. Strong machine. Heck yeah, it's a strong machine. It sure is. Brian Grittner in the house. Isn't nature grand? Is the trailer park safe and clean for the chickens? I don't know what you're talking about there. Rusted 12 valve. Stoney Ridge and Co. I hired you. $9.99 super chat. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. He's always good for a super chat. Comes in and leaves great comments. Thank you, buddy. Guys, don't think I don't recognize you when you make good comments and stuff on the channel. It's really appreciated. It really, really is. Share this stuff with like-minded people for sure. Post this over on your Facebook so other people can come watch and see what that crazy guy from North Carolina is doing, digging holes. I'm just kind of pushing this stuff out of the way, and again, Frank's going to come in behind me and do his thing. Hopefully we got all that stump. I think we did, but let's just see. There's a little bit of like a ditch right here. I wish we had smell-o-vision. You guys could smell this fresh dirt. It really smells good in some places, and it really stinks bad in other places. Swampy places, it's really stinky. Okay, let's get out of this hole. Pull on forward a little bit. There we go. That's what we do, man. We just plug away at this, and you kind of, move 10, 15 feet, 20 feet at a time. And got a little bitty stump right here. Little one right there. That was a little birch stump. Those come up nice and easy. I don't know if any of you guys have ever ran an excavator before, but it really is just a pleasure. I put it like this. I told my wife day before yesterday, I said roller coasters are fun, but there's a reason why they are a short-lived thing, because if you had to ride a roller coaster all day long, which is basically what you're doing in a piece of machinery like this, it really... you put some stress on your body. Those heavy equipment operators are tough dudes, really tough dudes. You don't want to mess with a heavy equipment operator. They're strong people, for sure. Got a log right there. There we go. We'll turn that guy around. What we're working our way towards is a wet spot that's kind of directly in front of us. We're probably 25 minutes out from that wet spot. And then Frank will come back through and scrape through the debris. So I hit a stump right there. I don't know if you guys saw that or saw the machine just kind of come to a stop. There's a stump right under there. The drone gives this an awesome vantage point. That's why the videos are so cool watching this. So both Saturday and Sunday's video will be showing the progress of what we got going on here. Hopefully by midweek next week we can get back to our regularly scheduled Stoney Ridge Farmer stuff. I got a new chainsaw and I can't wait to get it out of the box and use it. Thank you, Steven. Thanks for telling them. Who's doing the canning from the garden? You need to clear some brush off my dad's farm. So my mother, actually, we worked a deal out. She came and picked the tomatoes, and we've had several family members come and pick tomatoes. We still have canned tomatoes from 3 years ago, and we need to eat them. So my mother came and we worked a deal out, and she's going to be canning our tomatoes, and we're going to completely revamp our garden next year, and it's going to be kind of like Doug and Stacy's. It's going to be all planter beds. So we've got the Wood-Mizer sawmill. We've got basically an unlimited supply of lumber, and we're going to build some oak planter boxes. We're going to take our garden from a very weedy garden and a very labor-intensive garden to a not-so-labor-intensive garden and not so weedy. Get that little stump. Come on now. I see it. There it is. Got it. That's one of those little gum trees. And those gum trees are a pain. So anyway, Mom did the canning this year. And so you're going to have to wait till next season to get some good canning videos. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. I can't can and run an excavator and mow and run the tractor and Mrs. Stoney Ridge working and going to school. So got to depend on family, because family comes first. And really all we'll do with our canned tomatoes, we'll make soup and stock and stuff like that with it. You know, Dad came and got chickens. My dad really enjoys doing the chicken processing. Got a nice stump right there. So Dad took home some chickens, and he takes the feet and he makes broth, and he'll bring me a little broth, or he'll cook up some gizzards and livers and stuff, bring me a little bit. It's nice. Family's most important. Guys, if you're just now joining us, please, if you didn't get a notification, turn on your notifications. It really, really helps the YouTube channel. You know, we've got 437,000 followers, or 438,000 followers. But when I post a video, we're getting, you know, YouTube for some reason isn't recommending my videos right now. Either that or my videos are just plumb boring. One or the other. Turn on your notifications. That's a take-home message, because I got a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers watching, and a lot of people aren't getting notifications when we get a new video up. So got a lot going on. I think it's fun and interesting, and I love taking you guys along. So how about more cooking videos? It would be. Stump like that thumb. Mavic Pro. Yeah, I've got a Mavic Pro and a Mavic Pro 2, the two drones that I run. And the Mavic Pro 2 I'm not impressed with. The Mavic Pro is awesome. The Mavic Pro 2 cost a little bit more. It was supposed to be the new, latest, greatest, most awesomest, and it's not. The follow me feature, which is what I use when I'm running the tractor, so that I don't have to have my hands on the steering wheel and my hands on the drone. The follow me feature doesn't work worth a hoot. I'll just tell you. Otherwise, they're good to go. And I've actually called the company and asked them about it, and they give me all this run around, download this, download that. Okay, tried it all. Nothing works. So, I'm gonna get rid of the drone. Either that, or it's accidentally gonna crash into something, which happens. If you've watched the YouTube channel long enough, you've seen me crash the drone. Ran it through the manure spreader, put it in a 60-foot pine tree when we were processing hogs, and my dad got a kick out of that. I don't know about any of you guys. Any of you guys' dad love it when you mess up? They like to get it. They get a kick out of it when you make a boo boo. It's like, ha ha ha! There you. Thanks, Dad. My dad gives me tough justice, I guess is the word for it. Yeah, one more big one right here. Looks like. Oh, that was just a baby. Just a little baby stump. Can tell a difference in the soil. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, from where we were 5 minutes ago to where we are right now. Look at how powdery this soil is compared to the clay soil that we had just a few minutes ago. So this is a more of a powdery, less topsoil. There's less biologic material in this soil than it is in the other. That's where the pine trees tend to thrive, is in that red dirt, that good red clay. This area of North Carolina and Virginia, the Piedmont area, is famous for its red clay. And actually, if you go to a baseball game anywhere in the country, odds are you got some either Virginia or North Carolina red clay in that baseball field, in the infield. Interesting fact. It's great seeing you work. Makes you real tired. Father's Love the other day. Yeah, there's a $4.99 super chat. Ralph Woodward, thank you. Believe me, your videos are not boring. Keep on digging, baby. Woo! That's it. Your dad is a hoot from what I've seen. Dude, if you guys only got the unfiltered talk from my dad, you would be laughing. So me and Dad are going to go up and join Jared Goforth at Flutie Lick Homestead. We're at Jared. I don't know if you guys follow Flutie Lick. If you don't follow Flutie Lick, over there and tell them Stoney Ridge Farmer sent you. They live up in the mountains of Kentucky, near the Kentucky-West Virginia border, and they live back in the holler. And they are just great people. Just a wonderful family. The whole family basically lives up this valley in the mountains. They're just mountain people. They're smart. They know things. You know, Jared, like, he does a whole lot of handicrafts. Like he'll fix one of those old time chairs. He'll put a new bottom in a chair. I've seen several of his videos doing that with reeds. Just a good group of people, man. So go over there to Flutie Lick Homestead and tell Jared I sent you, Jared and the family, and we hope to be there. We didn't get hogs this year, so we hope to go up there, me and my dad, and go on a road trip and help Jared and his family with their hog kill. We don't expect anything out of it other than a good time. We want to learn something. We want to take y'all along with us, and we want to help Jared build his YouTube channel so he can help, you know, it helps to supplement the income. He is the county magistrate in their county. He's an elected official in the county, and he's a young man. I want to say he's 28 to 32 years old, something like that, maybe even younger. Very, very nice, very smart, good people. So, Flutie Lick Homestead. Who else is in here? Red dirt works best for racetracks too. Yeah. LOL. Take Dad's filters off. I like your dad. Yeah. Your Dad's been a hoot. He is a hoot. Ain't no doubt about it. I have to stop to look at the comments, guys. I'm sorry. Can't do it all at the same time. I try my best. 342 people in here and 311 likes. Y'all hit that like button when you come in the door. It sure does make me smile. See? Oh man. The sun is about to get a little low in the sky, which means this cab's going to get a little hot. You see the shadow of the excavator. Most certainly do not want to work into the sun with this machine. You'll get cooked. Sometimes you can't help but work into the sun, but if I can help it, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. Got a little stump here. There it goes. Got it. We'll have to look back on Frank and see where Frank's at. My dad watched a few of the fencing videos. Now we're building one. Awesome. Miss my dad and enjoy him. Enjoy him while you can. Yep. I tell you, we'll talk a little bit here about how I grew up. Daddy was hard on us. Daddy was really particularly hard on me growing up. He had very high expectations, and growing up on a farm and living a farm life. There's Frank, by the way. Say hey to Frank. So growing up, living on a farm, having a farm life, you're expected to be treated as a young adult at a very young age. And Dad was no different than any other farmer in that aspect. We didn't have, like a row crop farm or anything like that. We just had a family farm, which gone are the days of the family farm, it seems. I want to save this little tree right here, so I'm going to pull some dirt away from it. Hopefully I didn't. There it is. I want to save that little pine tree. So Dad was hard on us growing up. He was hard on me. He was hard on my sister. He was hard on us, and he treated us like adults, like young adults. So I think he helped prepare us for the real world, real life. We weren't babied. Mama did the babying, and Daddy did the discipline. I don't know how many of you guys live in a family like that. That was our family dynamic. Anyhow, what I'm getting at is what I thought was hard on me and what I thought my dad was doing at the time was mean. But I look back on some of the things that Dad taught me, and I look back on the way that we grew up, and I see that I was really blessed by the way that we grew up. I would love to sit down with my dad and write a book about all the tales, all the stuff that went on. When I was a kid and you wanted some chicken, we went over to the barn and we got a chicken. Daddy said, go over and get us a chicken for supper. And I'm talking about a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old. And nowadays those kids are just sitting around playing games or whatever. I tried playing sports. I was 6'5" when I was 13 years old. I was a big guy, and all the coaches in the high schools and middle schools thought that kid's gonna make a sports star. I didn't make a sports star because, man, we had farm work to do. We didn't have time to go playing football. My dad pretty much felt as though that was a waste of time. So, lessons we learn. I'll support my children in whatever they decide they want to do. My wife's dad is a gym coach, and my wife's grandfather was also a gym coach. When I married my wife, they looked at me like, good gracious, that guy's 6'5", and I was about 220 pounds and in great shape back then. They're like, what sports did you play? And I said, I played left out mostly. I played catch the chicken. Wasn't nothing wrong with that either, because look at me now, look where we are, and I'm still living and enjoying my life. Daddy was hard on us. Sometimes it's nice to just shut up, ain't it? Oh man, you can be friends with your kids after they become adults. Absolutely. Temple Grandin is amazing. I have an autistic adult son. Wow. Yeah, that. Would you homeschool your future children or send them to school? I think our kids need to. I would like to homeschool them to a point, but I think that they need that socialization that comes with public school because they're going to do public work. So I would love to homeschool my children, absolutely. But we also have to expose our children to the public because that's what they're going to do. They need to learn social skills also. So, and I know there are a lot of social groups that get together. Homeschooling isn't what homeschooling used to be. Played left out. Jared Keene said he played left out too. Played the thing called work. Yeah, man. Heck yeah. So there's some socialization stuff that needs to happen, I think, with children. I was a socially awkward young man. Growing up on a farm, I didn't have a lot in common with a whole lot of kids that I went to school with because my parents paid, get this, they paid an extra $250 a year for us to go to the city schools because the city schools were supposedly better than the county schools. Were they? I don't know. But I got picked on, got called farm boy and country boy and blah, 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 blah. All those kids can be just mean. Plus I was a big guy when I was at a very young age. So I know what it's like to be picked on, and I know what it's like to be bullied. And you would think it'd be the opposite, being a 6'5", 200-something pound dude. But I got picked on, and I know what it's like. And I tell you what, I won't be picked on no more. Something I did learn. Take up for yourself. Stick up for yourself and be proud. Stick up for yourself and be proud. Nobody more important. So, and that's another thing. Yeah, agreed. Kids need to learn how to get along. They do. I'm socially awkward old man. Arkansas Pilgrim. That's funny, man. I want to recognize Arkansas Pilgrim has been on the channel here, has been following me for years, and leaving lots of comments. I appreciate it, buddy. And all you guys that have been doing that, I really, really appreciate it. It's hard not to remember the name Arkansas Pilgrim. So I just wanted to recognize you, buddy. Thank you so much for always being a participant here on the YouTube channel. Got me a stump here. I believe that was a pine stump. It behaved a little bit different than the rest of them. See that red dirt? That's that red clay. That's that no biologic material whatsoever, no topsoil, dirt right there. You see the dirt right beside it, it's brown. Let's knock a little bit of that old brown dirt over in that red hole. There we go. I can hear Frank, but I can't see him. I can hear him beeping. Me and Frank are going to be out here probably till about 5:30, 6 o'clock tonight. So I may work on till about 7. I'm going to work a little bit longer than Frank, get ahead of him for tomorrow. So what good is being behind him? Alright, got a stump? Nope, no stump right there. Thought I had one. We're making some progress, guys. Since you've been in here on the live stream, we've probably gone a good, I don't know, 60 yards, something like that. And there's Frank right there. He's probably watching me live or listening to me live on YouTube. Yep, there he is. That'll make you dizzy, won't it? Well, let's turn the camera around. Guys, it has been my pleasure to take you along today on the Wednesday night live stream. If you left a super chat and I didn't see it, let me thank you all so very much. Let me just scroll back through here. There's a couple super chats that went through, and I want to recognize you. $20. George J. Bonser, learned a lot from your dad in the hog butchering videos. Thank you so much, George. I think, and then there was one more. Ralph Woodward, believe me, your videos are not boring. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you all. Thank y'all all so much. If you want to help support what we do here, go over to StoneyRidgeFarmer.com and pick yourself up a hat or a shirt, man. I'm happy to send you one out. It does come out from me. You can get it autographed. You can get your hat autographed if you want. If you got a family member or a friend that's got a birthday coming up or Christmas, it's never too early to start doing your Christmas shopping. I know that. So jump over there, help me out, help us all out. And thank you all so much for supporting the farm, supporting our dream here. Me and Frank got to get busy. I got to toss a drone up. It's in a bag back here. We got to get a little bit of evening time footage. And I'll see y'all next time. See you this weekend. Great videos coming out this weekend, guys. Thanks a lot. And I can't wait to show you our new Pro chainsaw. It's going to be awesome. See you next time. Woo! Maybe. There it is.